Welcome back to Clean with Kate. It's Friday evening and I'm just going to show you've been asking to see some of the garden, so this evening I'm actually bringing you out into the garden. This is the sort of wildlife area of our garden, and we have a natural pond here which is actually also part of our sewage treatment. We have a clargester that goes into the clean water that comes out of the clargester goes into the pond, and then there's reed beds around the pond. And as you can, it's amazing. It doesn't smell at all. It's a really effective, sewage treatment plant. But anyhow, I didn't bring you down here to talk about sewage. I brought you down here to show you my shed project. So my husband bought this shed, had it put in about 12 months ago, and we hadn't really done anything with it. It was just sat here. We'd filled it with sort of stuff had been dumped in here. As you can see, there's still a lot of stuff dumped in here, but the plan was that this would be a really nice relaxing space. We want to put power to it, but it's right next to the vegetable garden, so the plan was this would be a lovely space to come and sit in, have a cup of tea while you're doing the garden. But what we need to do, we need to actually declutter. So things have been dumped in here. My husband's dumped all sorts of stuff in here. We've got this lovely sort of garden sofa that we want to make a feature of, put nice cushions on. This is some dog agility equipment that's been dumped in here. There's an old fridge and an old kettle, which are perfect for in here actually. Just wonder whether to take the kettle into the house while we're waiting, because they've got no power down here yet. But anyway, it's got a lovely little veranda. We've put some dog beds down here so the dogs can relax. We've got a pair of old sun loungers, some old tables that we want to paint. Not sure what colour to paint those yet. What do you think? I'm thinking maybe black, or maybe we should get a bit of colour in here. I also want to paint the inside of the shed so it looks less like a shed and more like a summer house or a beach hut. I've been really inspired by beach huts that I've seen. We live on the North Norfolk, and there's some really beautiful beach huts on the North Norfolk coast. So anyway, what do you think? What would you do? What colours would you paint? What colour would you paint the inside? The outside is staying black, but I'm thinking maybe a soft pink inside. White might be too bright. Anyway, if you have any thoughts on what would be a good colour combination for the inside of the beach hut, sorry, the inside of the shed, please let me know. Or should we call it the summer house? We're actually thinking of calling it the cottage. But anyway, it's almost big enough to live in. So there, anyway, I'm now going to go into the vegetable garden. So I'm trying to apply sort of principles of the FlyLady system to my gardening. So with that in mind, I'm going to do 15 minutes in the vegetable garden, which has got a little bit overgrown. I just need to round up the dogs. We've got both dogs, right, so we don't wander off. I'm going to shut the gate so they can't get out, and I'll come and introduce you to the chickens. Okay, I'm just going to put my gloves on. I need to set a timer, I think. There's always so many jobs to do in here. So I'm going to get my little thing that I carry my snips in. So I'm just getting my tools. Got a trowel, got snips. So I'm nearly ready. Bear with me. Okay, I'll leave that here with the right. Let's have a look. Where's the hoe gone? What's my husband done with the hoe? I'll just take you for a little walk around first. So here we have globe artichokes, which have pretty much gone over now. We probably need to start cutting these back. These have actually gone too far now to eat. We didn't get them all harvested, but they've got the most fantastic flowers on. Look at that, isn't that incredible? Most beautiful purple flowers on them. But they were earlier in the season, they were very good to eat, but they've gone past that now. So we're just going to do some tidying up and see if there's anything to harvest. The chickens are having a lovely time scratching around in here. I've just spotted a nettle. Where's my hoe gone? Husband's just doing something with the old rabbit run. This rabbit run is something we bought at a car boot sale, and it's really good for growing lettuce in because it protects them from rabbits, pigeons, all sorts. What are you planting?
Reselling rocket.
Okay, so he's planting rocket.
And a Tuscan salad
Tuscan salad
just
mix.
like a cut and come again.
Are these overwintering salads or are these for autumn?
Autumn really. Neither of those will overwinter particularly well.
I'll let you get on with it. I'm going to do some weeding. The only problem I've got is where to put. I would like to use this blue thing. Mike, any chance you could just empty that for me? At this time of year, there is a lot of tidying up to do, and as you can see, the weeds have got taken hold, and unfortunately, this one is seeded. Oh my goodness! So we are a little not on top of the weeding. It's quite a large vegetable garden, but we would have been much better if we'd weeded that before it set seed. Right, anyway, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm just looking for the hoe. I spotted it. Okay, I'm going to start, I think, by weeding and hoeing the paths, and I'm going to start by setting a timer. So let's get a timer on. We said we were going to work for 15 minutes, both of us, this evening, because it's a lovely cool time of day, and the sun isn't on us at this time of day. Thank you.
Quite nice strawberries to pick, actually.
Oh, good. Well, I'm going to focus on weeding. So anyway, would you like to join me for a spot of gardening? I'm going to get my basket. Oh my goodness, we do need another compost heap. This is a bit out of hand. I think that's one of the projects the weekend is build another compost heap. This is built out of pallets. I like these blue pallets. These are particularly nice for building compost heaps. But as you can see, that one's got quite full. So I'm just going to hoe we've got gravel paths in here. I'm just going to start by hoeing the gravel paths. And that probably needs to be hand weed, that bit. But this bit over here is ideal for hoeing. I hope the noise isn't too much for you. If it is, just turn the volume down. I've never tried doing gardening before with this on. I don't know if it'll work. I hope it does, but it might be a problem. There's some potatoes there that have been harvested. Are you doing anything with these, or something's been eating them actually? They aren't any good, are they? They were too close to the surface. Lara, leave that. Don't you eat them. I think I'm going to pick those up because I can just see the dog's going to eat them, and then she'll end up ill. Right, I've spotted some more weeds, so I'm going to get these in here. But is it worth planting these old potatoes? No. Okay, let's get these into the compost so the dog doesn't eat them. There's always a million jobs to do on the vegetable garden, but it's nice to just come and potter. Alright, so some weeds. I've spotted some weed while I'm down here. Also spotted some nice little blocks of wood. Should be good for the log burner over winter. Right, I've spotted something I can handle with my hoe. Let's just get these tools up. Where am I going to put these? Let's get them out of the way. This is my husband's domain, and he's not the tidiest gardener in the world, are you, love? I tend to be more involved with the flowers, and he's more involved with the vegetables. But I like to come and help. It's nice to spend time down here. Therapeutic. Lots of weeds to pull out. Another one. Oh my goodness. There's a tree growing here. I think we need to weed this out. These weeds have really taken hold this year and down here. Look at these huge things that have seeded. Pop them in there. Oh. Right, I've got my gardening lace-up shoes on. The garden can get quite overwhelming at this time of year, because there is so much work that needs doing. So I find it does help if you split it in 15-minute sort of tasks. You can do like weeding for 15 minutes, then hoeing for 15 minutes, then maybe watering for 15 minutes. So you're not doing the same task for too long, just because it's hard physical work. And then you can feel like you've actually achieved something. Probably that sharp. These gloves aren't really thick enough. I like these black. Oh, sorry, all you're getting to see is my pinny at the moment. Let's come up. I've got a bucket full of weed here. Right, let's see if I can use the hoe to get these weeds out here. So that'll be a lot easier. This is a row of rocket here that's seeded. Is this a perennial rocket, or is this one you've grown from seed? We have two types of rocket. What's this one? Or is that just lettuce that's run to seed?
That's
Can I?
that little frilly leaf lettuce.
Do you want me to pull them out, or are you going to let them self-seed?
I just let it come up, but
Yeah, it's covered in. It looks a bit like It looks a bit like. Oh, what's that thing? Rapeseed, doesn't it? A little bit.
Look like rapeseed.
It looks really like rapeseed.
It's quite a nice little frilly.
Oh my goodness! Look at that thing that's seeded in there.
Get all those out. Those are
Yeah.
all beetroot and just weed seeds.
But all that is weed seed.
blitz all
Yeah.
that. There's lemon balm coming up.
Problem is, there's nowhere to put the weeds because the compost heap's really full.
I'll just keep throwing on top everywhere.
So I'm going to have a go in here next. There's quite a lot of weed. The good thing about hoeing when the weather's hot like this is that actually the weeds will die because we basically. I love hoeing. It's such a relaxing thing to do, and it stops the weeds. You're breaking off the weeds, and that most of them then will die. We have some onions here. Are these onions or are these leeks? What are these, Mike? Where is he? I've lost him. Do you know, I thought these were onions, but I'm not sure what they are. Whatever they are, they've gone to seed, but they have the most fantastic heads on them. Look at that. They're really ornamental. They look like alliums. That's why I think they must be onions. But they're just as good as the alliums that you see commercially for sale as flowers. What are these? Are these leeks or alliums? Why have they done that?
Well, they flowered beautifully, so I left them.
Are they last year's leeks? Ah, so we didn't eat them all. Okay, that's why. They're just incredible. Those are leeks flowering. You probably don't see leeks flowering very often. It's not grown for its flower, but maybe it should. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? Anyway, I need to get back. I'm so easily distracted. I need to get back to my hoeing. I'm just hoeing this bed here so that these weeds don't seed. Oh, it's hard work though, but they will die because it's so dry, they won't root back in. I really need to go around the other side, I think, and get in there. I could do with a wheelbarrow actually. Have I got a wheelbarrow down here? I don't think I have. There's a bit more weed here I could pull up. A bit of ivy. Okay, I'm going to just go in here and have a little hoe around. Few things coming up, brambles and things. Well, that's interesting. We've got something coming up in here that shouldn't be. It looks like we have got horseradish, because we moved, oh my goodness, when we were doing our building work a couple of years ago, all our vegetable garden used to be in a different part of the garden. We had to move it, so these I've forgotten the name now. These globe artichokes were moved a couple of years ago, and it looks like the horseradish somehow got moved too. I think they were growing in nearby each other. Right, I'm going to do a bit of hoeing here. Oh, that noise you can hear is the sewage treatment plant. It's buried under the ground here. It's an absolutely massive thing. You can see it's when they put it in, it's the size of a small submarine. I'll just pan back so you can see it. It's absolutely huge thing. You can see it's got 4 different bits that stick up. And it's a massive, like a small submarine thing underground that processes the sewage. Because we're not on mains drainage where we live, we had a very old Victorian septic tank which was basically leaking horrifically. And so it meant our garden basically permanently smelled a very unpleasant smell. So when we did our building work, as part of our building work, we actually put a proper sewage treatment plant in, and it has made a huge difference to the garden. And also it's just much cleaner, it's more environmentally friendly, and it's just really, really good to be able to process it and it not smell. I mean, I'm down here in the vegetable garden and there is absolutely no smell off the Clargester. We over sort of engineered it, so it's a very big Clargester. But we thought it was better to do that rather than have one that was not able to cope. Oh, this ground is so dry, but it's a good opportunity. Hoeing, you want to hoe when the weather's like this, because these weeds will just die and then be absorbed into the ground. Whew, and it's a good workout. cardio for today. Sorry about that, just hit the camera with the hoe. This is a bit like, hoeing to me is a little bit like vacuuming in the house. This is the first time I think I've tried to hoe with a camera. I may find that actually I'd be better doing it with a tripod. Because it is quite difficult to do. I just hope I don't break my phone in the process. Okay. Right, oh my goodness, look at all these weeds. I think these have gone too far to hoe. I'm just going to have to get in there and weed. But I might be able to get these ones out under here. The hoe. I've been gardening for a long time. I started gardening as a child with my dad and my grandmother. I've basically been gardening ever since. The passion for gardening has never left me. I used to spend a lot of time with my grandmother in her garden. She had a really lovely garden. And also my dad was really passionate about his allotments. I spent a lot of time in the allotments as a child. And that passion has stuck with me. Interestingly, when I was a child, my brothers were not into it at all. It was always me that was into it, and that's carried on. But I'm really happy because two of my children are really into their gardening, which is lovely to see. Because they showed no sign of it when they were younger. Although my daughter did used to come and love to look around really beautiful gardens with us. So maybe that was the sign. Just getting on top of the weeding here. This is a nice easy job. So I did this job last week, so it's not too much to do. I'm just going to get down and weed that out. Right. Just keeping it weed free on the Clargesta. Don't want it to disappear in the pile of nettles. Oh dear, the dog's eating a potato. No, 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 no. No. Leave. She's digging up potatoes. Which isn't good, is it? I'm just going to pop this into the compost. Golly, has my timer gone off? No, 2 minutes 52 still. Oh, I think gardening is harder than housework, weirdly. Although it's lovely being outside, it's lovely and cool. I hope it's not too windy. There might be quite a bit of wind noise because there is a bit of a breeze. Oh, this is some sweet corn that we've been growing. So I'm just going to get down and try and weed this. It's quite weedy down here. Let's have to see if I can get some of it up. Oh dear. The best thing with weeds is not to let them establish, not to let them seed. But unfortunately, we haven't kept on top of the weeding down here this year. I think as I've been so busy with the house and the main garden, I kind of have left this for my husband to do. But I don't think he's as on it with his weeding as I am. Oh, golly. Okay, let's see if we can get a bit more of this out with the hoe. The hoe is a fantastic tool because it saves you bending down. Sometimes you just have to get down and weed. I particularly like this design of hoe. I bought this one. Whoops, let's see if I can keep you up. Bought this one on a car boot sale several years ago. If I ever see this design of hoe on car boots, I always buy them. The hand weeding is quite tricky with the camera. If I want you to be able to see anything, I can't really do that. I'll have to bring a tripod out. Right, I'm going to weed around the potatoes. Hopefully, we've had some potatoes harvested already this year. We've got a good potato crop. Looks like the dog's been harvesting a few. Oh no, there's potatoes here coming to the surface. Sorry about that. Didn't realise there was some there. Say that again? Have you only just planted them?
Well, you went in quite late, but
they're not great.
Well. They're little new potatoes.
They're really tiny.
They probably need digging and using.
I could do with you doing me a bit of hand weeding because I can't get down and do it while the camera. Oh, I do like a fettle. Right. Anyway, we've got quite a lot. We're going to have quite a busy weekend, I think, because we really want to get on top of this weekend, because it's time to start planting things for autumn. Oh, I should have brought a nice audible timer down, shouldn't I? Pop those in there. There are quite a few things that you can plant in autumn to sort of give you winter. Last year we were really lucky. We had salad all the way through winter. Because my husband planted varieties of salad that are quite hardy, so unless you have a really severe winter, they will keep going. So we actually didn't have to buy any salad. We had a really mild winter this year. We didn't have to buy any salad. Oh, that's a 15-minute time that's just got off of my wrist. So I've been weeding now for 15 minutes. If you look around, it's quite difficult sometimes to see what you've done. That's why if you focus on one task, it is usually a bit more rewarding. And I have mainly focusing on the path. Trying to get these. I haven't got this one finished, but I keep getting distracted into the borders. The borders are much easier to weed. Ooh, this is our asparagus bed. But unfortunately, we made the mistake of planting these Jerusalem artichokes next to the asparagus and also the iris bed, and they're just invading into it. It's quite a problem. We're probably going to have to completely take them all out and rethink, because it's not ideal. We've got a lot of weed in this asparagus bed as well, so I think I might have to come and hand weed that so I don't take the asparagus out. We've grown some gladioli here. My husband planted these. They're absolutely beautiful white gladioli, which gives you a nice sort of cut flower for the house. So anyway, I'll just get a pan back. I think I need a rest now. A little bit out of breath. Dog's still looking for potatoes. So just get a pan back. There's a lot of work to do, but it's a work in progress. It's a working kitchen garden with a crazy mountain of Jerusalem artichoke. Which I don't even really like Jerusalem artichoke, so I really think we need to rethink that. I think they might flower, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've found this interesting. It's a bit of a departure from my usual videos, but you can apply the same system of working in small chunks to the garden as you apply to the house. And I hope you're finding my videos inspiring and entertaining. Thank you for watching. If you're enjoying them, please like, comment. Any feedback's always welcome. Any gardening tips always welcome, or housework tips. And please hit subscribe. Bye for now.